coat on there. Looks a little bit better covered. I'm not doing it to 100% perfection. I just want to. For now, I'm gonna focus on this area. Should be ready to spray. I got everything secure. Hey guys, and welcome back to Scotty Knows. Today we're here back on the Civic build. I got all the parts in for the fuel tank, so all that's installed. Actually, in the last video, I got the whole rear control arm or trailing arm out, so all that's ready to go. So I'll get that all cleaned up. But I do have a whole bunch of new parts here. Everything came in for the rear. Everything is out, so I do have to prep this. I will clean this out a little bit here, wipe everything down, and just make sure everything's clean so I can get the undercoating on there and get that ready to go. But I do have new e-brake cables. I got my camber kits. I got new rear brake calipers. I got bushings for the compensator arms. We'll press those in. I also got new brakes and pretty much got everything ready to go. I got new trailing arm bushings. These will all be pressed in. I even got my new hub assemblies. I'll get those ready to go as well. But right now, I got the trailing arm all cleaned up a little bit here. I'm gonna get this all painted, get rid of some of this old stuff, just make it all one color. But I'll get this to dry a little bit more, and then I'll tape up everything, make sure I don't get paint on things I don't want to get paint on, and then we'll get things going. So stay tuned for that, and I'll show you how I press the compensator bushings out as well, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got the compensator arm here. I got the bushings pressed out. I'll show you how to do that here on the next compensator arm. After I get these pressed in, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and spray these things down. I'm gonna be able to tell it's kind of raggedy looking. And I'm gonna paint that while I tape this end up here. I did hit the metal parts there, or the rustier parts with the wire brush, and kind of knock some of that loose stuff off. So we'll get that prepped up, but in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and paint this thing. And I do have some VHT roll bar and chassis paint. There's a little bit higher heat, and of course it does state that you don't need any primer, so hopefully this will work well and we'll get it done. So let's get that going. Alright, so I got a coat on there. It looks a little bit better. Again, you're not really going to see this anyways, but I'm a little picky. I kind of want to clean things up, but it looks pretty good. So now let's hop over on the trailing arm and we'll get this thing taped up for paint. Alright, so trailing arm is all taped up, all the holes are covered, prevent any paint from getting inside there. We're going to go ahead and get this thing sprayed out. Alright, so we got one coat on there. This will look a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and let that dry, and then we'll flip it around and paint the other side. It's just as simple as that. And again, I'm not doing it to 100% perfection. I just want to make it look a lot better when I put it back on. So I guess we're good to go. Everything is dried. Already did the other side of the compensator arm, so I'm going to hop on pressing those bushings in. Alright guys, so here I'm on my little makeshift press that I used to actually knock out the compensator arm, so it actually kind of went, you know. And I'll show you guys how to do that here shortly, but I do got my new Prothane bushings, and I got to press this in, and then I'll see if I can tap it through. So let me go ahead and get this going, and then I'll see if I can press it the rest of the way. So I got them in. Probably not the cleanest job. I'm gonna try to press them, but I couldn't seem to get the line up properly, so I figured I'd just use my little bearing press tool and hammer. I was able to get them in, so not bad. It'll work. So now I'll go ahead and lube up the inside with some of the grease they give you and see if I can stick the bushings in with the pin. So I got them in, looking good. Now we'll check on the trailing arm, see if we can press the other bushing in. Alright guys, so I got everything kind of cleaned up here. Everything's kind of secured with the holes and hoping I don't get no overspray in them. I was able to put some cardboard up here, kind of snug. I'm only going to paint, in this area here right now. Of course, I might touch this up a little bit just because I got to do it to get the rear end. So I'll go ahead and probably tighten this up, get everything painted, and of course I'll get that, some other time. But for now, I'm going to focus on this area. Should be ready to spray. I got everything secured, hopefully. Just got to grab my mask and we'll go ahead and get this going. So got the undercoat done. Minus a couple little spots, but you won't even see that with the suspension in there. Turns out pretty well. So now we're gonna get ready to raise this thing up and see if I can get this mounted in there. Alright guys, so I got the rear end. Everything's kind of snug. Only thing is the bolt holding the trailing arm on, I might have to replace those. Those are kind of badly damaged. I don't want to mess up anything trying to get those in. So I'll probably go ahead and replace those. But next I'll go ahead and get the brake lines hooked up. get everything adjusted, tightened up, and then start mounting the hub and start doing the brake calipers. So stay tuned and we'll hop on that and get this thing tightened up. Alright guys, so everything's kind of finished here. Hopefully you guys can get a good visual. I got the passenger side done. All the brakes and stuff are in. New hardware. Everything is in. And it should be good to go. So what I got to do now is finish up the undercoating. And then I'll mount the exhaust on. You can see I got a little bit of undercoating yet to do. Get that all prepped up and ready to go. Get the exhaust on. This side will be done. And then we'll hop on the other side. So let me hop over there. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So the driver's side, all original. Did get some of the undercoating half done. I'll go ahead and finish this up when I finish the rest of it. Then the new side. Looks so much cleaner. Again, finish this undercoating. Should look a lot better. I just went ahead and rinsed everything off, gonna let it dry. Maybe get done tomorrow. So I am waiting for some more hardware. And I got me a subframe brace. And of course I did go with the function 7s. So actually the lower control arm you've seen on the car I might replace and put this one on. I think it looks a little bit better, kind of matches the subframe. So everything should bolt right on. So we'll hop on that once we finish the other side. So stay tuned for that. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Scotty Knows. I appreciate you guys for watching. That's going to take care of the passenger side trailing arm and one side of the rear disc brake conversion. I do have a couple bolts that I ordered to actually replace those stock ones that go in for the trailing arm to mount to the frame of the car. So I got some OEM. The other one's a little bit gnarled up a little bit, so I went ahead and got some new ones. So we'll go ahead and replace that once those come in. But it's not going to stop us. We'll get that undercoat finished. We'll hop on the driver's side, get that taken care of, get the exhaust on. And then we'll hop back on making this motor work because I want to get this thing started, see how it works. I do have some extra fuel injectors from a previous car. I'll go ahead and throw those on, see if those help at all. And if not, we'll do some diagnosis. So stay tuned for that. We'll get the trailing arm on the driver's side done, as well as try to get this motor fired up. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please support your boy by liking, subscribing, comment below. If you have any suggestions on how to get this motor started or what to look for, please leave those in the comments below. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and peace.